Good morning. Hello, this is Charlotte Smith, and welcome to The Profitable Farm. And also, welcome to this is continuing our 5-day series. This is day 4 of Fall in Love with Your Farm Business. And day 1 was fall in love with your customers. We had fall in love with your pricing. Yesterday, we all fell in love with Lori and her beautiful farm in Michigan, and today we're talking about the million-dollar question of social media and where is the best place to spend your time and your dollars on social media. So things have definitely changed over the years. When I was first in business for myself, it was like 1990 and there was no social media. So it's something that I've seen transpire and grow over the years. And this, something to remember is something I talked about in a previous video too about advertising. So remember that advertising doesn't work anymore in the traditional sense of, you know, in the 1900s up until about 1980 or so, you could pay money for an ad and have this wonderful audience buy all your stuff and make a lot of money. That doesn't work anymore. People buy because of trust and relationship. Unfortunately, most business owners still don't recognize that or embrace that or trust that to be true. So they're still looking for places to advertise. But the sooner you can understand that they want a relationship with you, and once they have that, once you give them that, they will buy anything from you and pay the price you need to be sustainable, the sooner you'll have a super profitable business. So anyway, thank you again for being here. I really appreciate it. I actually had to race into my seat here, like slid into the seat from driving a load of cows to the butcher. And I'm glad you can't see because my shirt has splattered mud and probably manure all over it. But Thursday is my day to go to the butcher, and I cut it short today because there was a little traffic jam. So I smell like a cow, but that just goes with the work I do. It all works out. My family's used to it. Yeah. So what I want to mention about social media is there's so many places to be. First of all, let's go through each one. Twitter, we'll start there. Twitter's on the decline. It's important to know that. So unless your ideal customer is spending a lot of time on Twitter, it's really not a place you probably want to be spending any time because it is declining. The only thing I do is when I think it's when I post on Instagram, I can click the little button to post it on Twitter too. So I do that, but Twitter does not bring us any income, so I don't spend time there. So it's good to know. The other one, Instagram, of course, if you're taking really good pictures, Instagram works great, but you really need to make sure you've got some Instagram-worthy pictures. We hire a photographer to come out, excuse me, to our farm once every quarter for 3 hours, and we get some professional pictures we use for our Instagram and Facebook. So just make sure, excuse me, you put some really good effort into your photos for Instagram. And again, if that's where your ideal customers are hanging out, it's worth it. If that's, personally, I don't make money off Instagram because I find it's kind of a worldwide following that I have, and our farm products are all sold locally. So I post pictures on there, but I don't spend any time trying to market there or build relationship there. It's just something that's fun. But again, for you, that may be different, may be very different for your farm. And then someone else asked me about, isn't it too much if I post on Instagram and I sent them an email with a blog post about the same topic and I put it on Facebook, aren't I going to overwhelm them? And no, that's not the case. You want to be, the more you're seen, the better. So pick 1 or 2 social media outlets besides email to focus on, because you can't do them all well, but you can do 1 or 2 well. We spend our money on Facebook, and we've gotten good at that. But that's where we put our effort, because there's no way I could be good at Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and the latest other ones that are coming out, and Pinterest, where my daughter likes to spend her time. So figure out which 1 or 2 outlets you want to focus on, get really good at those, and don't worry about the rest. But also, you do want your message and your content repeated in multiple locations. So that's why if you write a blog post about a topic and post it on Facebook, that's great. You want that to be seen in more than one place. And then that brings us to the most important social media there is right now, and where we make thousands and thousands of dollars every single week, and that is email marketing and relationship-based email marketing. You know, that's why I am in here all week long, because we're teaching our course again on that. That is the foundation of a good marketing plan and social media plan. So Facebook is not a marketing plan. Facebook is part of a good marketing plan, but it's not a marketing plan. If you're going there and trying to make money there without your email list and your blog content being really active and engaging, you're just going to waste time and money. So be sure you've listened to all our videos, done our trainings, done our free trainings, take our course to get your email marketing aligned and your content, and then you post that on Facebook, etc. So email will always be the #1 form of social media. Well, I don't want to say will always in the future. It's definitely not on the decline right now. Who knows what will happen? But those are the connections that you own, because you can reach out by email to people. But on Facebook, you don't, if Facebook changed tomorrow, you would not have access to all those people who like your page. So you have to make sure that you're using Facebook in a way that you're funneling those people to your website to sign up for your email list. And these are things that we handhold you through in our course and teach you how to do that. But think of Facebook and Instagram as a funnel to get people to your email list, because that's where the dollars are, where the money is. So it's important. Now let's talk about Facebook for a while, because many of you, many of us included, we've all been there where we've put a post up and one person likes it, or maybe over the months, your decline has reached or has narrowed. Your reach has declined, is what I meant to say. So you used to reach hundreds of people on a post, now you don't. Lori, in our interview yesterday, which was great, if you have a chance to listen to that, please do. She talked about how she was posting her flowers she had for sale on her personal page, didn't think anything of it until finally someone said to her, hey, you really aren't supposed to be doing that. Luckily, she took note, because it is against Facebook rules to sell things, to use your personal page for selling. So be sure to create a business page for your farm and get that up and running. And then that's where you are going to not sell, but to build relationship. So Facebook has really great algorithms where they look for words that indicate you're trying to sell something, and they don't show those posts to people. And that's because Facebook's members, all of us, we're on Facebook to connect with people, not to be sold to. We're on Facebook to see what our friends are up to, or see what's happening, or read some news or something like that. We don't want to be sold to constantly. So Facebook looks out for posts where you are blatantly selling something and does not show it to people. So in that case, you got to play along, play Facebook's game in order to protect their customers. That's why they've done this. And you've got to serve your customers on your Facebook page. So what I wake up every day and think about is not how can I sell this product, but how can I serve my customers today? Or how can I serve my ideal customer today? That person a couple videos ago, you figured out that one person that is your dream customer. You wake up and you think, how can I serve her today? And because you've talked with her, and we've given you email templates to talk with her and find out how it is that you serve her, or how you can serve her, or what she wants from you, then from her what she wants you to post and what she will be drawn to on Facebook. Another good way to think about this is think back to before a person buys your product, what do they need to know? And posting those things on Facebook are going to get you more customers, not, buy our chicken, but because that won't be shown to anybody. You don't want to sell your product on Facebook. Instead, you think, well, in order for a customer to buy our whole chicken, she needs to know how to cut it up. I mean, think of yourself. I think of myself when I started buying whole chickens, when I first started cooking for a family. It was really daunting to figure out, how do I cut it up? I knew there was a proper way, but it was very cumbersome. It was really kind of hurt my hand without the proper scissors. And then when I learned how to cut up a chicken, it was easy. Well, for me to sell hundreds of chickens a year, I will sell more when my customer knows how to cut up a chicken. So if I wake up and think, how can I best serve my customer today? It might be a Facebook post with a live video of me cutting up a chicken in the kitchen. And I actually did that with a turkey last Thanksgiving. And so you're serving her, and you don't say, come buy our chicken. You just teach her. There you've taught her something she needed to know before she can buy your product. You've taught her that, and that builds trust with her. So she thinks, wow, look at this awesome farmer. They're so cool. How did they know I needed to know how to cut up a chicken? And then they see that on there. You then have an opportunity to have them sign up for your emails, and only then can you start building relationship with them, because Facebook, only about 3% of the people who like your page will see your post, whereas all of them will see your email. Half of them may open it. 10% will buy from you. So that's why email marketing results in, for us, thousands and thousands of dollars per one email we send. And Facebook just supports that. I don't make thousands and thousands of dollars from a Facebook post. But let's use another example. So Lori, we talked to yesterday, sells cut flowers. Many of you are flower growers. So what does a customer need to know, or a potential customer need to know, in order to become your customer, in order to buy flowers from you? What does she need to know? Well, I don't grow flowers, but I like to buy flowers. I would love to know how to make my fresh cut flowers last longer. So maybe there's a Facebook post on 5 tips to make your fresh cut bouquets last longer. That's serving me. That's serving the ideal customer of that farm. So that's when you use social media to serve your customers, you build trust, and you start building relationship that you follow through with building on your email. So you put things up there to connect with them, so you funnel them to your email list. So that's just one example. You wake up, you think, how can I serve my customer today? It might be that. It might be education. We have a blog post going out on inflammation and using bone broth to help with your inflammation, because that's what our customers want to know about. We aren't saying buy bone broth from us or anything. We are just saying, engaging them in conversation and saying, hey, we hear that you're struggling with this issue. Did you know bone broth will help, and here's why? And because we have my daughter, has a molecular biology background and a master's in holistic nutrition. So she writes those articles, and those serve our customers, whether they ever buy from us or not. So we're giving to them every day on Facebook. And if they never buy from us, they still feel like they got a lot of value from us, and they may tell someone else about us. But enough people do buy from us, especially through email marketing, to build our sustainable farm. So that's one example. And then I'm going to look for some other examples. But important to have on your Facebook page when you're making those really engaging posts. It's just what we teach in our course for our emails. And that is whoops, I left my phone on because I raced in here from the butcher hauling cows. Where was I? You have your beautiful picture on there, and you write on your post, rather than just put a picture up of how to cut up a chicken. Make sure that you're writing in your post, just like we teach in our course in emails, to write to one person. You're writing to that one ideal customer. So just like you would sit down and tell your best friend, your best girlfriend, like, hey, oh my gosh, our eggs are doubled in production. Look at this beautiful picture I snapped today of the eggs, because I say that because that's what I put on our Facebook page recently. So you're talking to a person in your post. You're actually being conversational. You're trying to engage them, or you're asking questions, or you're saying, what is your favorite way, or maybe it's 5 ways to dye Easter eggs naturally using vegetables or something like that. And you say, what is your favorite way to eat eggs in the spring, whatever, but you're trying to build conversation with your ideal customer. Not everybody, but just one ideal customer. So when your Facebook posts are conversational and they have a couple sentences from you, like, sharing something personal, something about yourself, and it's in your own voice, and it's serving them and giving to them, that's when you build engagement, and that's when you can funnel them to your email list to build relationship. So, for instance, we have skunks that get in our chickens every once in a while. We have livestock guardian dogs, and then we put a trap out to catch the skunks. And we caught 3 skunks recently, and then this weekend we caught a wild cat. So we put a cute little video of that, and we said some fun things about waking up to 2 different wild kitties caught in the trap, and they can hear them yowling on the video. Nothing in there about buying anything from us. That's an example of an inspirational post. It's just something to make people laugh. We got lots of likes, and it just makes people know that we're out there, and they trust us, and they trust that we're not trying to sell to them. We're just putting something inspirational up there. So inspiration, education, service, always be of service to your ideal customer. So I hope this is all making sense, and ask me a question if you feel like it. We've got questions right there, right here. I can see them now because I have this new program where I could do Facebook Lives from my video or my computer instead of the phone. Thank goodness. There was one more thing I wanted to say, and what was it? Oh, I know. So if you have a Facebook page that you're worried that it's not engaging people anymore, it's kind of your reach has died off, you get just a few likes per picture, and people are not rushing out to your farm to buy, and they aren't giving you their email to get on your email list, you can totally revive that. So you can re-engage your customers. So you don't have to do away with the page or just start doing the things I'm talking about today. Start putting engaging posts. We have several of our students just posted within the last couple weeks from our course that they used to post their product that was for sale on Facebook all the time, and they got 1 or 2 likes, and they've stopped doing that based on what I have coached them, and they are just putting up engaging, inspirational, fun, or educational or things in service to their ideal customer, and the engagement is coming back. It's starting to happen again and starting to build up. So you can totally revive your page. So make sure don't give up. You can do that. And like I said, Facebook or Instagram, they aren't the marketing plan, and they aren't the place to advertise your products for sale. They're a place to build relationship and connection and funnel people to your email list, because that is the ultimate social media right now to make money off of. And then I just want to make sure that I covered all the notes I had. So I think that's everything I wanted to say on social media. So find one to focus on, maybe 2 at the most. Give, just give endlessly on Facebook, inspire, educate, and have a funnel for them to get over to your email list. Oh, Hayden says I have comments, but I can't see them. Okay, so do I have comments, Hayden? Is that what you're telling me? Sorry, you guys. Sometimes these live videos. So bear with me while I try to get over to see my comments. It means I gotta click on a couple things here. Okay, here. Go to Facebook. Okay, Hayden, I'm going to Facebook. Hayden, oh, there, yes, okay. Great, oh, I found it, thank you. Well, see, on my new Facebook Live program on the computer, which is brand new, it has this space for comments, but I can't see them. So I'm going to look at them over here. I open a new page. So Sarah Funk, telling stories gets people really involved in her Facebook page. When I do that, typically get 3 times as many views as I have people who actually like my page. Yeah, so telling stories is a way to telling customer stories. We listen to, with permission, of course, we will share a name, or we don't even have to share a customer's name. We could just say, hey, last week a customer reported this and she had this success and it was great. So we share stories, we share happy stories. We try to avoid sad ones unless there's a really good lesson in there, no drama, that sort of thing. And then Lori says, are there any certain words to avoid using on Facebook posts to keep them from being hidden? I noticed that some of mine get hardly any views, and I'm trying to figure out what words I'm using that are preventing the views. None of them are trying to sell anything. So Lori, that's something that changes all the time. I would say just, sometimes we post once a day. Sometimes we post 2 or 3 times a day, because that is going to happen. And just about the time you figure out what that word is, Facebook changes, and you're not going to figure that out. I mentioned in an earlier video that my son is deployed in the Middle East. Whenever I put a Facebook post up that says, oh my gosh, the deployment has been going on for 8 months, if I mention the word deployment or deployed in there, it's not shown to anybody. Like 0 people see that. So Facebook is tracking that word. And of course, sales by whatever it might be. So if you're not doing any sales posts, any salesy words in the post, Lori, and those are the ones that are getting hardly any views, just keep doing them and do more of them. The other funny thing is we put up this weird, just a picture the other day. It wasn't anything extraordinary, and it got 4,000 views, and most of our pictures get 300 to 400 views, and there is no rhyme or reason why that photo was shown to 4,000 people. We have no idea. So some of this, that's why you can't rely on Facebook to make you money, just because these seemingly random things will happen. So just, Lori, post more often, and you can pre-schedule all these, so you can post once a day. If you're posting 3 times a week, maybe post once a day, because some of those will not be shown to people. And then the post you least expect will be really super popular. And Teddy, would you put a link to your website on the engaging posts? So if the only time we link to our website is if we're giving, like I did a blog post on how a research study out of UC Davis, I think, that raw milk cures ear infections. I wrote a blog post summing that up, and I made a very personal statement above the post saying, isn't this amazing that researchers are finally able to report things like raw milk cures, in this case, ear infections, and food heals. And I love this stuff. It's, reminds me when my kids healed from eczema in 2 weeks. It's so exciting. So I speak to my ideal customer just as if I'm talking to her in person, and then I'll have a picture in this case, I think we have a picture of raw milk up there, and then a doctor with the little ear thing you put in your ears at the doctor when they're looking for ear infections. And when you click on that, it takes them to the study on our website. But Facebook does know when you're linking to a sales page. So if you're linking to your flowers that you're selling, or if you're linking to your grass-fed beef, page to order, Facebook knows that, and so then it won't be shown to people. So be careful of how many links you put to your website, and make sure it's not to a sales page, but to content, your original content that you've created, something you've written with, or pictures. If you have beautiful photography of your work, maybe it's your flowers, and you have a blog post on all the beautiful tulips that are coming up right now or something with all those pictures. You can certainly link to that, but not a link to here's how to buy our tulips, because you remember you're here to build trust with them, build relationship, and then sales are natural. Sales will happen when you have that trust. So you're not there to sell. So Teddy, just to keep that in mind. And let me refresh and see if there's any others comments or questions. And Daniel French says, what are you posting once a day? I post 2 to 3 times a week and feel like if I post any more than that, people will get sick of me. Now, Daniel, remember, only 3% of people who like your page will actually see your post. So, and that's different people. So if you have I use the number 1,000 because it's a nice even number. If you have 1,000 people that like your page, all 1,000 of them are not seeing your posts. So don't worry about posting every day because the people, oh God, I'm so sorry. I can't get my phone. I mentioned at the beginning, I raced a bunch of cows to the butcher this morning and I slid into my chair just in time for this video. So I wasn't able to do everything I normally do, including turn off my phone or change my shirt that's covered in manure. So if you post every day, 30 people on average are going to see that of the people who like your page. So don't worry at all about posting every day. On our Facebook page, we do a variety. We post every day. So I try to do a video. I try to go out on the farm and do a quick video on my iPhone once a week, or Hayden will do a video of something inspirational. This week, I just said it was the kitties we trapped accidentally. We trapped some wild kitties instead of the skunks, and they were yowling, and it was really cute. We snapped that up on our Shampoo Creamery Facebook page. We have a recipe that came out the next day, and this is all repurposed content from our website. So I'm not creating new content every day. We set them to repeat because our software repeats them. We have it set at 8 or 9 week intervals. So the same picture is going to come up 8 or 9 weeks later because I know the same people won't see it. And if they do see it, they won't remember it because it's such great content. They will want to see it again. So just keep that in mind. You can totally post every day. Hayden wants us, because Hayden's in charge of a lot of things in the office and keeps me moving. She would like to see us post 2 to 3 times a day. And I'm like, I couldn't keep up with that. But once a day is not a problem at all, you guys, especially because you're giving. When you're giving to your customers and you wake up and you say, how can I serve my customer today? And that's what you put on Facebook, for instance. They don't mind because you're giving to them. If you're posting stuff for sale, remember, like I said, you don't want to do that because you will be done in, you won't be shown to people, and your reach will basically squeeze down to almost nothing. So then, okay, so Daniel says, I mean, how many pictures of chickens and pigs do people really want to see? Well, listen to the whole video, Daniel, because I talk about figuring out how to serve your customer. She probably doesn't want to see pigs and chickens. Your customer, like I said at the beginning, what does your customer need to know to buy your product? She might need to know how to cut up a chicken. So maybe you have a video of you, a live video, you showing how to cut up a whole chicken. Endless recipes, of course, for if that's what your ideal customer wants. But you learn all this, go back and watch the first video I did in this 5-day series, because I talk about how to find out what it is you're really giving your customer, because it's not your product. It's not what you think it is. So she's telling you the value your product gives her. That might be time or inspiration or education, or you save her money. So when you give her all those things on Facebook, and these are things we, you know, when you identify your ideal customer and you talk with her, and we coach you through making lists of all these things you can give to her, then you have months worth of content for your Facebook page. And then you can pre-schedule it and you can set it to repeat at like 8-week intervals like we do. So hopefully that gives you an idea. They don't just want to see your pigs and your chickens. They want to see, you know, all the things that they use your product for, or all the things your product does for them, or things related to your product. That's what they want to see. Like I said, I did summed up a research study on how raw milk heals ear infections. I'll do a live video of me cutting up the turkey. I'll do a, Lori, since you just said, got that on there. Lori does flowers. So Lori, you could totally have a live video of you and in your kitchen, have put it on a tripod. We bought a cheap tripod. We stick it on the counter, grab your flower bouquet and say, here, I just found this beautiful thing just bloomed, and I just wanted to make a really quick bouquet and show you how easy it is to combine these things in the right way. A 10-minute live video in your kitchen of you putting a flower bouquet together. Never once do you say, come buy our flowers. But when you do that, people trust you and they see you do it. And like, wow, if she can do that, she makes it look really easy and gives me confidence that I could do it. It may be an inspirational video of the kids collecting eggs. We went back to, you don't want a lot of pictures of pigs and chickens. You want some, but maybe kids collecting eggs, or you're welcome to look through our Shampooey Creamery Facebook page. We, again, email marketing is where we make thousands and thousands of dollars, so that's what we focus on most. But we post things in there that our customer wants to get from us, and it's inspiration, education, how-tos, fun stuff, stories, live videos. We don't even sell goats, but we have 2 goats that are cute. They sit by the farm store to eat the shrubbery. And so we'll just do videos of the goats being cute and leaping around and jumping around. And people love that stuff. And all that's doing is building trust, and it's getting them to, click and read more to find out more about us because they trust us and love us. So hopefully that helps you, Daniel, that you can post every day, and there are endless ideas of things you can post, but you get those endless ideas from your ideal customer that you already identified. So, and then Kathy, you can pre-schedule your Facebook posts. You know what, Kathy, you're in our course, so Hayden will get back to you on that because that's more of a how-to in the course. But we actually use a program, but there's a paid program. But Hayden can answer you that. So post your question in the private group for the course, and she'll answer that for you. All right, I think that's everything today. Tomorrow we're going to talk. This has just been a great week, and what's really been great too is seeing all of you who are identifying your ideal customer and then posting that description. So we're having conversations about it, which is another thing you can have on your Facebook page too. We're doing it right here in our private group, but start some conversations on your farm Facebook page of, what's your favorite thing to make for Easter dinner? Do you make ham or turkey, or what do you make? I like to make this, and start a conversation with people on your Facebook page. So that's really important. And I've loved seeing those conversations this week of people who are actually diving in and doing the work, because that's what's going to get you to that sustainable, profitable farm that makes money, so you can enjoy the lifestyle that you started all this to have. So thanks. And Kathy, yes, thanks. Hayden will help you in the private group. And I think I've answered all the questions here. So you can ask more questions afterwards too. Keep them coming in the comments and we'll get back to you. And also, if you want more of the wonderful things you've been learning this week, our course is open for registration until Tuesday. We coach you through. It's transformational. You change, your business change, and your business won't change unless you change. So we help you through all that growth. We would love to have you there. You have lifetime access to the course too, which means you can take it every time with us for free with no more cost each time it's offered. So it really takes your business to the next level, or the next 2 or 3 levels every time you take it. So click on the link Hayden's going to put in here. We'd love to see you there. If you have any more questions about that, let me know too. But this has been fun, and ask me any more questions, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for our final live video of this week. All right, thanks everyone. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this too. I really super appreciate it.